What do you want to achieve? What's the goal you've got? And what's the identity you're going to need to get there? Who do we want to be going forward? Because we can model this new identity, step into it, and then that helps us achieve the goals we want to achieve.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Ideal Home Show YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us today. I've got a fantastic episode on the way today. I'm joined by the Midlife Mentors, James and Claire. Really excited to have them here. We're going to be looking at all things midlife. So we're going to talk about lifestyle, health, mental health as well in midlife. And they'll be sharing their top 5 mindset hacks to how we can stay empowered and balanced. So thank you so much for joining us, James. Claire, how are you?
Oh, thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us. Great to be here. How are you doing?
You've got double trouble.
I know, right? I've got but we couldn't ask for better double trouble. No, I'm really good, thank you. It's so nice to see you again. Of course, we met at the show, at the Easter show, or the spring show. So it's so nice to have you here on the YouTube channel as well. So thank you again for joining us. I guess we want to start with just talking about that mindset shift, because there is this when you hit midlife. I mean, obviously that age range can vary. You know, there's quite a broad range there. But what are some of the most impactful mindset shifts that you teach clients during sort of midlife?
Yeah, I think the first one is actually that mindset shift, if I can say it right, is really that the best is yet to come. I think that when we get to midlife, a lot of the time we see people where they think they should feel like they've got it all together and they should be happy, and that's what they've been promised moving up to this thing called midlife, and they've gathered the status and the material possessions and the stuff and the things. But actually, they don't feel as fulfilled as they thought that they might. They don't feel as happy, content, and peaceful. So one of the first things that we really share with them is that actually this is almost like that second adolescence. You know, from a hormonal perspective, we remember when we were going through our teens and our hormones were changing and a whole new world, which felt kind of weird, and we were lost and confused, but a whole new world was opening up to us. That's what's happening now. Like physiologically, our hormones are changing. And it's a time where we can really use the wisdom of age to reinvent ourselves and put new boundaries down, to prioritize ourselves and really ask ourselves what we want for this next stage with the new value systems that we might have. So that's the first mindset tip that I would say is the critical thing, is that mindset shift of it's not over, it's just begun.
Oh, I think that's so refreshing to hear, because we sort of, when we're younger, we don't ever think about this stage. We're just so obsessed with getting things done in our early 20s, rushing to get things done. If we don't hit these milestones, then we've failed in some way. But actually, I love that. Yeah, we're only just starting. You can still be whoever you want to be. Yeah, that's fantastic. All right, well, with that in mind then, how can someone start rewriting that, I guess, their inner narrative, trying to break out of that, oh, it is over, into, all right, what can we do?
I think it's about taking stock of where you are and being really honest about it. So it's quite interesting, you know, we operate from our values, and we tend to have quite strong values when we're young, and that informs the path we take through life. But then we often don't go back and look at them again. By the time we get to midlife, we could feel quite unfulfilled or disconnected from our lives. We've not gone back to look at how our values have shifted and changed over time. So a lot of work we do is like, let's look at your values. What's important to you now in your life? Mm-hmm. What do you want to achieve? What's the goal you've got? And what's the identity you're going to need to get there? So it's all about, you know, the past is behind us and we can learn from that wisdom of experience, but who do we want to be going forward? Because we can model this new identity, step into it, and then that helps us achieve the goals we want to achieve.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess, you know, looking at that as kind of a big picture, if we wanted to break it down into, I guess, daily steps, daily things that we can do, what daily habits can sort of help with that mindset and mental health?
Yeah, I mean, one of the first things I would say is when you wake up in the morning, when you're in that theta state, so that point where you're waking up from your slumber, but you're not quite fully awake yet. That's the moment your brain is primed for new information, for good, healthy, nourishing information. So do not wake up and look at your phone straight away.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah. So, and it is honestly, this is a game changer because you are then instantly letting the outside world into your environment. You're looking at social media, comparing yourself. We all do it. Comparing yourself to other people. Look what that person has. I don't have that. I haven't got enough. I'm not enough. Look at the news. Look what's going on. Isn't that terrible? So one of the first things I would say is do not look on your phone straight away, but actually spend 5 to 10 minutes really settling yourself, that first moment, really settling yourself into a place of gratitude. And again, this has been backed up by so much science, neuroscience particularly, is, you know, because of we're in this digital world where we see everyone else's highlight reels, it is so easy to feel like we are not enough and that we don't have enough and that we'll somehow be happy when we reach this nirvana place, which, by the way, we'll never reach, because if you don't understand how to be happy with what you have, you are never going to be happy with something else. So spending like 3 minutes, the most important hack I would say, mindset tip, is to sit, silence yourself, put some nice music on, take a few deep breaths, and think of 3 to 5 things that you are grateful for in your life. It could be something simple like the cup of coffee that you're currently sipping. It could be that your heart is beating. Wow. That you have breath in your lungs. But really, it's not just about playing lip service to that gratitude. It's around feeling the emotion of it. And neuroscience says the more gratitude we feel, the more evidence of it we see. And I know this because people would not assume this about me, but I've always been a glass half empty person.
Have you?
I've always been a real worrier. And I think it's because, you know, when you've had disappointments and it's just something that happens to all of us at midlife. If we've had sadness, loss, disappointment, because we have by a certain age, you know, we become quite numb to what is really good. And so it's about, and we kind of protect ourselves and put a barrier around ourselves. So it's about opening up that heart again to what is really good in your life and really good about you. Like, what are you grateful for about yourself?
Wow. Yeah. And when you say it like that, it seems such an obvious thing that we should all be doing. But I think it's so difficult to do, isn't it? Especially when you're already in the habit of that negative thinking with your mental health, or perhaps, like you said about the phone and the social media. It's so easy to just pick that up first thing you do.
Yeah.
Would you recommend like getting the phone completely out of the room? Is that something that you do?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we used to have a alarm from Argos. Can you remember the place called Argos? If anyone's in the UK, they'll remember. You could go to Argos and get a device that would just wake us up. And now we've got our phones and they're plugged in right next to our bed, and we use that as the alarm. So one of the things I would say, you know, we know that the blue light we know even if we've got our phones on silent, if they're on, they're still emitting stuff that's quite harmful for us. It's still kind of like keeping us on. The blue light's still being emitted. So that actually really impacts our sleep as well. So I would say to avoid when we have something that's an addictive, which is what our phone is. Our phones are addictive. If you've got something that's addictive like that, do everything you can to remove it from your environment. So actually not having it in the bedroom so that you don't in the morning feel tempted to pick it up straight away because the alarm's gone off.
Yeah. Oh, I need to do that. I need to go and find a local Argos now, don't I? To go.
No. We wake up, we're really sad. We wake up to classic FM. How old are we?
No, I love that. I love that. Bit of that music to get you going in the morning.
I know, it's lovely.
Yeah. And I guess that helps with the what's the word? The sort of atmosphere you're trying to create in that morning, of that gratitude, the grounding you've got. Adding in something like music that's calming, like classic FM, like you mentioned there, that must really help as well. So you're sort of setting yourself up from the get-go.
Massively.
Absolutely. I mean, the danger is if you've got your phone, you know, like the alarm goes off, but you pick it up to silence the alarm, and then straight away you can see all the notifications. So whether you open them or not, your mind is always going to that place. Yeah. Whereas if you're just waking up some like nice music, or, you know, you can get alarm clocks that do bird song and stuff like that, it will just put you in a completely different state to start the day.
Yeah. I'm going going to try that. Thank you. And we'll circle back in a few months.
Yes,
and
how you get on.
we need like a testing platform, and we can come back and say how it makes you feel, because I'm sure I'm not alone when I say I'm absolutely guilty of that, because it's just so easy to do, isn't it? Or you see an email and you get straight back into work and it's 7 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, and you've given away your equilibrium straight away to something external.
Yeah. Oh, very nice. I like that. All right. So that's a fantastic tip. Thank you. And something that I guess a lot of us kind of know we should be doing, but when we hear the reasons why, it makes it really easy to buy into. So thank you. Something I'd like to touch on is the overwhelm that people can have at this stage of life, because we've got so much going on. Whether that's work, whether that's kids and families, lots of other outside stresses like social media. It can become a little bit overwhelming. So what advice do you have? How could you help people sort of overcome, I guess we'll call it the midlife overwhelm?
Yeah, I mean, there's no question life can feel really overwhelming, and particularly at midlife. I think there are so many things going on, like you alluded to earlier. When we're in our 20s and 30s, we just kind of like focus on getting stuff done and sliding through our life, thinking, oh, by the time I'm there, it'll all be fine, everything will be sorted. But then we get there and we're like, no, I'm still juggling my career, finances, relationships, aging parents, maybe kids are leaving. There's so many pressures on us. At the same time, we could be dealing with the effects of the menopause, the andropause for men, all these things are coming into play. And then we've got the digital age and we can feel overloaded. So I say that the first thing is make sure you make time to prioritize for yourself, because often, we'll pay lip service to the concept of self-care. But for many people, it's like, oh yeah, when I get time, I'll fit that thing in. No, you need to actually schedule it. Go, okay, I'm going to set aside 5 minutes at the start of each day for that gratitude practice. I'm going to commit to actually 3 times a week for 30 minutes. I'm going to go for a walk outside. Whatever that self-care practice looks like to you, you have to start prioritizing it and planning it. Because if you don't plan it, it's going to slip away. And trust me, once you've put it in and it becomes a non-negotiable, you'll start to feel so much better in all aspects of your life. And it feels like you've got a bit of control as well. Our subconscious loves the idea of we've got control over our lives. Of course, we don't. Lives are very uncertain. But that idea of certainty is so important. So if we've got stuff that is scheduled for us, that our subconscious knows is coming, it just gives you that little bit more grounding, that emotional resilience to deal with what life throws at you as well.
Yeah, nice. I love that tip of like actually scheduling it in as if it's an appointment, I guess, as if if you're going to the doctors or getting your hair cut, like carve it into your daily life. So actually when you reach that point, you go, great, I've already done it. I've not double booked myself.
Exactly that.
Yeah, I like that. And don't double book yourself. That would be something that I think I'd probably be quite guilty of. Amazing. And I mean, we're hearing loads of brilliant tips there, and these sort of mindsets shifts that we can have. Do you have any success stories that you can share with us where actually it has made a really big difference to either yourselves or other people that you've worked with?
Yeah, I mean, we're so blessed that we've been doing this for so long now. We've got like hundreds of people that we've taken through our different processes and programs and our retreats and, workshops in organizations and things. So that's what we do this for. This is what we're in the business of doing. It's so fulfilling. It's such a selfish thing. Like, this is totally selfish because we get such a buzz from helping people really see the potential that they have. As we get to midlife, we lose that sense of awe, that sense of play. We lose that sense of possibility and opportunity for ourselves. Our world closes in. Like, we stop taking risks. When we're younger, we're playing to win. This is what we say. We play to win. But when we get to midlife, we play not to lose. We play not to lose the things that we've gathered around us that we think make up our self-identity. So we really kind of like narrow our focus and shut down, really. So yeah, we the mindset stuff that we work with clients on, we've had everything from, clients losing weight and, remarrying, finding new careers, going and doing
Everest Base Camp. Playing on stage
at major festivals and things like that.
Getting senior job promotions. Loads of stuff.
So, but I think one of the things that I thought about when I was thinking about coming on and speaking to you guys was actually the success story, the mindset hack that I really, really wanted to share as well, that we've had a lot of success with, is when beliefs come up. So we're a bundle of beliefs and a bundle of habits and behaviors. And one of the things that we do is take them as read. Like we just take them as truth. Like that belief I have is absolutely true. But one of the things, it's a very short question that seems to really help a lot of the people that we work with. And when something comes up, so it might be, I'm not good enough for X, Y, and Z, or I can't lose weight, or I can't go and start it's too late for me to go and start a new career. I'm too old to find love, all of those sorts of things. Just this one question is a real game changer. So write down the belief. So I am too old to start a new career. And then ask yourself, your subconscious mind, this question. Is that really true? Is that really true? So we're not talking about your truth. We're talking about, is it really true? So, is it really true that everyone is too old to start a new career? Is it really true that you are too old to start a new career? And what would I like to believe instead? What would I like to believe instead? And like, even those two questions are so powerful to start breaking people out of that kind of self-identity that keeps them stuck and self-sabotaging and feeling like an imposter in their own life. So start questioning your subconscious mind. It loves questions. Your subconscious mind loves questions. And so start questioning the beliefs that you have, because they are not necessarily true. They're true for you and your narrative, but they're not necessarily true.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
It absolutely makes sense. And it really resonates. And I think it will do, not just with me, with everyone, but it's almost like that little voice in the back of your head, isn't it? And I don't know why those voices are so mean to us. Like we say such horrible things to us, which we'd never say to a friend, because we'd go, don't be so silly. Of course it's not too late. You can do anything. But yeah. So there's it's just weird. We don't seem to question all these things, and where have they even come from? That's another thing that I ask, where have they even come from? Is it even yours? Is that even your belief, or is it something that happened in the past? Someone made you believe that or influenced you to believe that? So what would you want to believe instead? And who would you be without that belief? Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah. If you got rid of that belief, actually, what would open up?
Yeah. So I kind of wanted to bring that in because actually I think it's when we've seen loads, it's easy to say, oh, we've seen loads of transformation in all of our clients, but like someone might be listening to this and thinking, yeah, okay, great, but that's not for me. That's not for me. And how did they do it? Well, that's just one of the ways that you can start right now from listening to this, come off and ask yourself, is it really true? What would I like to believe instead? And who would I be without that belief?
Wow. So there we are. Sort of 3 of those mindset hacks right there, just questioning yourself.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap up this episode, but we've got those 3 that we can do. And then we've got get rid of the phones out of the bedroom. Yes. And if we can leave with one other mindset hack, what would that be?
Ooh, gratitude. We kind of covered it earlier. But having that attitude of gratitude, like the daily morning practice is really important. But there's so much research from the schools of positive psychology that optimists not only have better life outcomes, i.e. they are more lucky, but they have better health, better relationships, and they're happier. So, it can be a conscious choice to be an optimist or a pessimist. Start training yourself to be an optimist. Why not?
I had to.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like we all need to go away and just like start writing this down and go, all right, let's do it. And I guess the other thing is, if you've naturally been a pessimist or someone who does have the attitude of a glass being half empty, which, I'm probably half and half. Don't beat yourself up if you have a day thinking negatively again about it. Like, it's just small stepping stones. Is that how we describe it? Yeah.
Absolutely. It's so important with all of this to have compassion for yourself. And listen, we all get up days and down days. We all get stuff wrong. And then it's important not to beat yourself up. And it's interesting, as human beings, we tend to have this like black or white thinking, right? It's like, I've mucked it up. That's it. There's no point me bothering anymore. You know what? It's a stumble. Just pick yourself up and carry on.
Do you want me just adding something here? I found this really helpful when I was beating myself up about being ungrateful and not always in that kind of glass half empty perspective. We're as human beings, we're hardwired to look for danger. That's how we've survived. We're hardwired to look for things to be fearful of so that we stay alive. So actually, we're going against the grain of our ancestors, our actual genetics, to start really looking at the positives and looking at the joy and looking at the gratitude. So don't beat yourself up, because you're hardwired to look for danger. You're hardwired to look for things that might hurt you or you should be fearful of, because that's how we've stayed alive.
Wow.
We have to learn how to be grateful. We have to learn how to be happy.
Ooh, so it's a bit like a skill, like
It
actual,
is.
just, skill, going to the gym, just those regular practice, and it'll build up.
Yeah, because people are, on social media are always shaming people for not being super positive.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, well, we weren't necessarily built to be super positive. So let's learn it.
Yeah, brilliant. All right. Well, I think that is the perfect place to finish. I know we'll have you on for more interviews here on the Ideal Home Show YouTube channel. But James, Claire, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you today. And thank you everyone for watching as well. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out some of the other interviews here on the Ideal Home Show right here on our YouTube channel. And we will see you all very soon. Thanks again. Can't wait to chat to you soon. Have a great day.
Thank you, Louise. Bye.